Hi everyone, we are live. I'm just waiting for people to join us. We'll be starting bang on past. Just another minute to go. Just get everything you need. You don't have to have a mat. If you've got one, maybe roll your mat out. It'll get you in the right mindset. If you haven't got blocks, use a book. Okay, so we're going to start now. Hi everyone, my name's Louise. So today we're going to do a gentle yoga session. It is suitable for seniors as well to do, but just take your time, take it nice and steady. It is one which is just kind of getting more mobility, getting relaxing for the mind as well as the body. So just take it nice and steady. Okay. So I'm just going to get you to come to sitting down. I'm sitting down on the floor, but if sitting on a chair is easier for you or on the sofa, then by all means sit on there. So just bring your legs into a nice, easy cross-legged if you can. So just with one shin crossing at the other shin, just nice and easy. I've got Rita joining us. I thought she might stay on her chair. So just take a moment, just come to that sitting. And then once you're there, just placing the hands down onto the knees. And just gently start just to close the eyes. So just taking a few breaths. And just bring yourself just into this present moment. And just notice how you feel. And now bring your attention onto your breathing. Just picking up just on those subtle movements. Every time you inhale, feel the body just gently start to move. And as you exhale, allowing the body to soften. So one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself is time and attention. So just doing that through this practice, full, complete awareness on yourself, on your body. And still with the eyes closed, just bringing the palms together. So just gently push the hands together. Notice how that feels across your shoulders. And then soften that pressure. Just as if holding a beautiful butterfly just in between your hands. So set your intention for your practice. you're unsure, maybe just to give yourself space, just to be aware. Time spent just solely for yourself. And then bringing the thumbs up just to the space between the eyes, just to reaffirm that intention. And taking the hands up over the crown. So your intention is then out there. And then drawing the hands back down again towards the heart center. And then releasing the hands down to the knees. Just gently blinking the eyes open. So just starting just with the small of the back and the pelvis. So we're just going to start just to tip forwards and back. Keep the rest of the spine fairly still. Just start to get that movement going just right into the small of the back. So just easing forward, easing back. Just noticing how it feels. Just being aware how it feels. If you need to, if you're familiar with doing this, or you can just close your eyes, just enjoying that movement. And then when it starts to move fairly freely, you can start to bring in the rest of the spine. So just easing the chest forward, easing it back. Easing forward and easing back. So inhaling, coming forward, and exhaling, coming back. Inhaling, coming forward, and exhaling, coming back. And just once more. So inhale forward, exhale back. And then just back to upright. Bring your right hand down onto the floor and left palm facing up. Keep the hips pinned down as you slowly start to raise that arm, taking it over the head. Nice gentle stretch out, and then bringing that arm back. The hand goes down onto the floor, raising the other arm, palm facing up. We're rolling the shoulder back, taking that arm up and over. And then bringing it back. And then start to go a little bit more, a little faster. So we can take the arm up and over. So we get more into a nice fluid motion. We start to round off the edges. And last time, just going over, and we come back into the center again. Now we're going to take our left hand going across onto the right leg. Bring your right hand just up onto your shoulder. I'm going to make large circles with that elbow. So when you make the circles, bring it forward first and then rolling it back. So forward first and then rolling it back. And then after a couple of times, so we take it back and we look back behind. So it takes us into a little bit of a twist. So nothing too heavy, keep it nice and comfortable. Just feeling that nice twist happening through your belly, through the rib cage, through the chest. No strain on the neck. And then slowly bring it back round. And then we change the hands. So we're taking one hand across, bringing the hand up. So left hand is up onto your shoulder, making large circles so we can look at that elbow as we bring it forward and rolling it back, and forward and rolling it back, forward and rolling it back. And then on this one, we're looking at it as it goes back, and it's taking us into a nice twist. It's an easy twist that we're feeling across the belly, the rib cage, chest, the shoulder, and a gentle twist out of the neck. And then slowly bring it back round. So bringing the hands back into the Anjali Mudra, so that's with the palms together. I'm going to inhale, taking the arms up over the head, looking up at the hands. And exhale as you bring the arms back down. And the hands come back together. So inhale, taking the arms up over the head. And exhale as the arms go wide. And bringing the hands back together. Inhale, taking the arms up. Exhale as you go wide. Bringing the hands together. So last time. Inhale, taking the arms up. And exhale, bringing the arms out to the sides. And rest them down onto the knees. Now I'm going to take our right ear down towards the right shoulder. Bring your right hand up, place it on top of the head, and just let the weight of the arm just ease the head over a little bit more to that side. And we can just let the left arm just trace towards the floor. Taking a few breaths, just noticing the stretch. Again, just working nice and easy into it. Maybe close the eyes. Again, bring your attention just back onto your breathing. Soft, smooth breath. Just even noticing on that stretch out through the neck how it feels after a few breaths. And then after your next exhalation, let the hand slide underneath and push the head back up again. So then we can take the left ear down towards the left shoulder, bringing that left hand up, bring it up and over, let the arm just rest down, and the hand is just going to trace down towards the floor. So feel a lovely stretch just going through the neck here. Again, just maybe closing the eyes. Just allow the attention just to be on the breathing. Soft, smooth, quiet breath. And then to release, we can just let that hand come down and it can push the head to bring it back up. Placing the hands back onto the knees again. Just let the head have a little bobble around. Back into the center, bringing the hands back together. Again, just bring it back so we just feel as if we've got that butterfly just in between our hands. And just let the shoulders just ease down every time you exhale. Now we're going to bring ourselves just onto our hands and knees. So if you're not wanting to be onto the knees, you can grab yourselves a chair and you can do it or onto your puffy, and you can place the hands onto there instead. With the legs straight, so you would be upstanding. Okay, so we're going to take our big toes together and taking our knees wide. So the ones who are standing, then just you can be joining us just with the feet about hip distance apart, just until we've just got this little stretch out the way. So we're going to take our bottom back towards the heels. Stay looking forward, stretch the hands forward, pressing down to the fingertips, placing the forehead down and the nose down. Bottom is heading back towards the heels. And then back up onto the hands and knees. So we're all now with our knees hip distance apart, with our feet hip distance apart, with our hands just directly underneath our shoulders. So we're going to draw back slightly through the belly. Make sure that the tops of the feet are pressing down and we feel as if we're pulling up away from the knees. So with the belly drawn back, it'll help us just to, if we keeping the tone in the belly, and then can start to really exaggerate that and really feel as if it's pulling up right through the small of the back up towards the ceiling. And then slowly allow that to dip back down. So we're going to be exhaling as we arch the back up towards the ceiling. And inhaling as the spine comes down. We keep going with that movement. Now as we're exhaling and we're curling the spine, we're dipping the tailbone under and we're bringing the chin in towards the chest. As we inhale, the bottom sticks out. We still have that tone in the belly. chest moves forward and lifts, and then the head lifts. So we keep going, just a couple more rounds. So it should feel nice and comfortable, even when we dip the spine down, when we're inhaling and the chest is coming forward. If you feel as if it's a crick in the neck, don't take the head up too high, just lift it just so you're looking straight ahead. And then come back into a neutral spine. So again, those that are on the floor, just going to take the bottom back a little bit towards the heels. Hands can stretch a little bit further forward. Now we're going to start from here just to come up with a rounded back. Take the weight just going over the wrists a little bit, dipping the hips forward and lifting the chest. So if you are doing this and you're on the chair, or on the puffy, just make sure it is pushed back just against the wall, just to give it some support. And that is a strong chair. Okay, head down, pull back up, and taking the bottom back again. So if you're on the floor, bottom will go back towards the heels. If you're stood, it's just easing your bottom back. Just one more, so pulling up right through. Feel as if you're pulling up into the spine and then edging the hips forward. And even on this one, you can maybe have a little look round, gaze round from side to side. And then head down, pull back up. Okay, we're going to tuck the toes under. So from here, take the bottom back a little way and then slowly start just to lift up. So we're going to be joining the others up at standing. So you can just start to walk the feet in. You can hover here just for a little while if this feels nice. Maybe just pausing the video for a little while. Or if you want to, then we can just start to move on. So we bring the feet in towards the hands. We're going to bend the knees, a good deep bend. Press down through the feet, really work it through the legs. Hands are just going to come along the front of the legs as we push down into the legs, work it through the thighs, squeeze the belly back, lifting up and rolling the shoulders back. Okay, so once we come up to standing, we're going to do a few roll up and roll down. So if I stand actually sideways on, that's probably better. So our hands are just going to be on the front of your thighs. We're going to place the head down first of all. We're going to start to curl down as much as we can. We control that through drawing back through the belly, working it nice and strong in the legs. Feet, you should feel as if they're pushing down as we come all the way down, as far as we can comfortably go down. You can bend your knees as much as you need to, make it nice and comfortable. And then again, pressing down through the feet. You can bend the knees slightly, work it through the thighs, squeezing the belly, rolling up. And as we come up, we're taking the shoulders back and rolling the shoulder blades back and down. Okay, so one more. So bringing the hands forward, head goes down, chin right in towards the chest. Bringing your shoulders forward. Make sure that you're squeezing in through your belly. Slowly start to come down if you need to. You can start to bend your knees a little bit, coming down as far as feels comfortable to go. Once we're there, then we're going to slowly come up. So pressing down through the feet, get them grounded down. And then we start to work into the thighs. We're squeezing into the belly, uncurling, and slowly coming up, taking the shoulder blades, squeezing them together and pulling them back and down. So we should end up everything stacked up in alignment. So we have our ankles underneath the knees, our knees underneath the hips. We have the hips underneath the shoulders, and the ears want to be in line with your shoulders. So for a lot of us, it's taking that chin in. Okay, so now we've done our roll up and roll down. We're starting to get the spine nicely moving. So we can now start to take the arms up over the head. Just taking them up and move back a little bit, you can see. So as we stretch them up. So make sure you feel as if the feet are planted down, arms are reaching up. So we inhale and reach up, and we exhale, take a little twist, going over to one side. Turning, looking back. Make sure the weight stays even on the feet. Inhale, come right back to the center again. We exhale, we turn and we twist. Again, make sure the weight stays even on the feet. Inhale, we come back to the center. So one more time, going to each side. We inhale, lift. Exhale as we turn. We inhale, lift. We exhale as we turn. And coming back again. Bringing the hands together, the palms come together, nice lightly touching. Bringing the hands in towards that heart center. So working the hands now just a little bit more on the arms and a little bit more of a flowing motion. So we're going to inhale, taking the arms up over the head. Exhale, going wide with the arms as if you're pushing away through water. And then bringing the hands back together. So we inhale, we're taking the arms up over the head, looking up to the hands. And then exhale, taking the arms wide, keeping the body nice and strong and straight. And bringing the hands back together. And then one more. Inhale, taking the arms up. And exhale, pushing those arms through water as you come all the way down with the arms. And bringing the hands back again to the heart center. So just closing the eyes. Just take a moment, just recognize how you feel. And softly open the eyes and let the hands come back down. We're going to take the hands over onto the hips. Now with the hands onto your hips, I want you to squeeze in and press down. So from there, when the legs are working and they're drawing up, have the hands stabilizing on the pelvis, we're pressing down. We keep the lift with the chest, we can roll the shoulders back. Now I'm going to press down firmly through the left leg. When we press down firmly through the left, without a shift of the hips, we're just going to raise that right leg. So bring it up the knee level with the hip. And then placing it back down again. And then over to the other side, again, without a shift in the hips, we're raising the leg. So knee coming up to the level of the hip. And then back down. So and again, we're going to go back over, we're going to lift up with our right leg. And this time take the knee out to the side. And back in. And placing it back down. So the more we can press in and press down, we're keeping the leg strong and stabilizing the hips. So then onto the left, so we lift, we take the knee out to the side. We bring it back in and we're placing it down. Roll the shoulders back and bringing the arms down. Okay, now if you grab yourselves either a chair or if you can take yourself near the wall, I'm just going to hold on to that chair, so just with one hand. So it'll be the leg which is furthest away from the chair. We're working on that leg. So we're going to press down firmly through one side, lifting the leg up. We're going to turn that leg out to the side, grab hold of the ankle and place it up into the inner thigh. So with the toes pointing down. Now, if you're here, then that's fine. If you have your toes on the floor, then that's fine. So just work where you feel is right for you, as long as it's not pushing into the knee. So reason being, when we have that leg up, no matter where it is along the leg, we should feel the standing leg pushing into the foot as well as the foot pushing into the leg. So that way the two sides of the body work together. We work and we lift. You can either keep tapping the chair or tapping the wall. You can bring your hands to your heart center. And we hold that just a couple of breaths. Those that want to can take the hands up over the head. And we'll meet back at the heart center. And we release that leg and placing it down. Okay, so on to the other side. So the chair is on one side, so it's there if we need it. Nice and firm on that right leg, so we can start to lift the left leg up. We can turn it out to the side. We grab hold and we bring that foot up into the inner thigh. Remember, if your foot is here or it's on the floor, that's fine. If you're holding on the chair, it's fine. So if you can manage to get it up high, up into the inner thigh. So once we're there with it, the leg is pushing into the foot is pushing into the leg. The palms come together, we take a few breaths. And if you're wobbling, it's fine. Trees move. Taking the arms up, maybe over the head. And then all meeting back down again at the heart center. And placing that leg down. Okay, so I'll move the chair out of the way. So we come back just into bringing the palms together. And then releasing the hands down. I'm going to take our legs a leg length apart if you can. Bring your arms out to the sides. Again, nothing too rigid, nothing too heavy, just kind of easing them out to the sides. Now with the legs, you want to feel as if you're really pushing out to the outer edges of the feet and then just soften it a little bit. So we don't feel as if we're rolling the legs in. Now we're going to turn in with our left foot and we're going to turn it out with the whole of the right leg. So that leg turning out to the side, arms out to the side, and we're keeping that left hip back. We're going to slowly start just to ease in with the hips as we gently start just to ease over to that right hand side. Dropping the hand down, and the other arm just windmills up. So we turn, we look up towards that hand. Now if having the arm up is too much, just bring it and just wrap it behind your back. And you can just concentrate just on keeping the legs nice and strong and steady and holding you up. So if you're okay with the arm up, you're just gazing up towards that top thumb. And then push into the left foot, let the body float back up again. Turning the feet back in. And we can just maybe refresh the arms, taking them out to the sides. If you need a breather, just place them down onto the hips. Just roll the shoulders back again. So we get our set in place position. And then we're ready for the other side. So arms are out to the sides. We're just going to turn in with our right foot and turning out with the left leg. We keep a lift. And then this hip is starting to draw in. As we ease over, we float over to the side. We let the hand come down and we take the other arm up. Okay, now we need to watch to make sure that our right hip is drawing back. If it's too much with the arm up, just maybe place that arm behind your back. Keep the strength through the legs. If you're okay with the arm up, you're focusing on looking up towards that top thumb. And then push into that right foot and just let the body float back up again. Turning the feet back in. Again, just refresh the arms and place the hands down onto the hips. So just take a moment here, just take a couple of breaths. You can even just close the eyes, just notice how you feel. Okay, so after your next exhalation, then we're going to move on. So we're going to take the arms out again to the sides. We're going to turn in again with that left foot and turning out with the right leg. And this time we start to push back into the left foot and we feel as if we're pulling up away from the right as we just gently start to bend the knee. We turn, we look beyond the middle finger of that right hand. You can even close the eyes if you feel comfortable with that. Allow the attention just to focus just on the breathing. And after the next exhalation, slowly start to straighten out with the leg. Oh, and the cracking in my knees, and turning the feet back in. Just refresh the arms. And then this time just bringing the hands down onto the hips again. So just press down, just roll the shoulders back. Take a few breaths, notice how you feel. Maybe close the eyes again, just tune in. Feel that gentle tingling going through the body as the body's now starting to move. And when we're ready, taking the arms back out again to the sides. And turn in with the right foot, turning out with that left leg. Keep the hips and chest facing towards me. And we start to bend the knee. So remember, when we bend the knee, we're pushing it back into the leg that we've left behind. And we can turn and just look beyond that middle finger. Give your intention, which you set at the beginning, maybe focusing on your body, on the breath, that space. And then coming back up to the center, turning the feet back in, just refresh the arms and bring the hands back onto the hips. We're just going to heel toe the feet back in. Roll the shoulders back, placing the arms down, and then bringing the palms together. Again, just close the eyes, a couple of breaths. Tune in to how you feel. And just remember, with any of the poses which we're doing, it's not a case of being able to do the pose as such, or the final pose of how it looks. It's just the journey and the process of just getting there. So whichever stage that you're at is a good place to be. And then bringing the hands down. Okay, so we're just going to have one more with the legs out wide. So now that the legs feel a little bit more refreshed, I'm just keeping the hands down onto the hips this time. I'm going to, again, turn in with the left foot and turning out with your right leg. Keeping the hands there, keep the shoulders back and slowly start to bend that right knee again. And then let the arms just float up to the sides. We take a breath in, we exhale now as we stretch over. And we just bring that elbow, the forearm just onto the knee. And we're just edging that leg slightly back. It'll have a tendency to roll in, so we're just edging it back. Backhand palm faces up and we're bringing it over the head. So we feel a nice long line of energy moving from the back foot right through to the fingertips. And then to come back up, we just float back up again. Straightening out with the legs, turning the feet in. And just give the arms a little refresh and back onto the hips. Turn in with your right foot, turning out with the left. Keep the hips and the chest facing forward. Again, push back into the leg that we're leaving behind. So we push into there as we bend our left knee. No pressure on that knee. Now let the arms float out to the sides. And then as we exhale, we float over to the side. We bring the elbow, the forearm, onto the thigh, nudges it back. We take the back arm now coming up and over the head. So a nice long line of energy coming from the back foot right through to the fingertips. Feeling that nice long stretch, but still with the body being able to move. So we still feel the breath moving the body. And then coming back up and all the way back up. Turning the feet back in and bringing the hands down. You can heel toe the feet back in. And roll the shoulders back. Okay, so we're going to bring it down to lying down. So even if you want to have a blanket or something under you, then by all means grab a blanket just to go under you. And then bring yourself all the way down to lying down. Now legs are going to go into a crooked knee position. I'm going to stay pretty much that way, and then I think you'll be able to see me more. So I'm going to have my legs crooked knee position. I'm going to work into some simple twists. Now I'm going to take the feet out slightly wider than my hips to begin with. Gives more room in the hips to be able to ease the legs over to the sides. We're going to go over to that left hand side. Notice where you feel the twist happening through the belly, maybe through along the side of the legs and up into the rib cage. And then going over to the other side. So keep it comfortable. Don't feel as if the knees have to get down to the floor. Make the movement happen with the breath. So we inhale. And as you exhale, taking the legs over, right over to the other side. Again, we inhale. And we take the legs over as we exhale. Inhale. And as we exhale, we take the legs over. We inhale and exhale as the legs go over. On this next exhalation, just exhale the legs back to the center. And we can press down through the feet and just lift the bottom, edge it a little bit further away so it's heading more towards the feet and placing the bottom back down. I'm just going to turn, just level myself up a little bit on the mat. So we're kept nice and long in the spine. And just gently start to draw the legs in towards the chest, taking hold of the shins and squeezing the legs in. So we squeeze in and we release. Now holding onto the knees. So we inhale, exhale and squeeze those legs in. Inhale and exhale, squeezing the legs in. Inhale and exhale, squeezing them in. And release the legs, placing the feet back down onto the floor. So feet are going to be about hip distance apart. Arms are just going to be down by your sides. And making sure that the chin is nicely in towards the chest. So we keep long along the whole of the spine. So including our spine goes right up into the head. So we often don't really think of kind of like the neck so much joined into the back. Everything is joined right along. So keeping that chin nicely tucked in. Feet, your toes are going to be pointing straight ahead. Our arms are down by your sides, but we're just going to use the feet first of all. As we use the feet, press down, we can just get a little rock in the pelvis. So tilting forwards and back. Now we start to exaggerate that movement by pushing down and then slowly rolling and lifting up. So we come into a posture called Setu Bandha. So Setu Bandha, translated into English, means construction of a bridge. So we're in a bridge pose. And back down again, curling back down. So making sure when you push down through your feet that you're feeling that all the way coming up one vertebra at a time, peeling up away from the mat. And then slowly start just to bring it back down. Again, one vertebra coming down at a time. And then one more, so pressing down and slowly starting to roll and to come up. And then back down. Again, once we're down, press down through the feet, lift the hips up a little bit, take your bottom a little bit further away so we keep the space in the small of the back. And then again, just drawing the legs in, so we squeeze them in, and holding onto the knees. So we can inhale as the legs go further away, and exhale, squeezing those legs in. Inhale, taking the legs further away, and exhale, squeezing them in. And inhale, taking the legs further away, and exhale, squeezing in. And then this time, just placing the feet down onto the floor. So we're going to keep the feet close together this time. Arms are going to go out to the side. We're going to go over, first of all, to your left-hand side. So we inhale, and as we exhale, one foot just crawls up on top of the other one as if the edges of the feet are glued together. And we take the knees over. Again, don't worry if the knees don't come to the floor. Concentrate more on keeping both of the shoulders down. So maybe a couple of breaths there. Notice how it feels. And then when you're ready to come up, make sure that it's on an exhalation as you come up. And you can take it straight over to the other side. So we not only get a twist going through the body here, we start to feel it up into the armpit skin, across onto the arms and into the front part, into the top front of the chest. And then exhale as we come back up. Okay, reset yourself if you feel as if you've moved all over the place on your mat. Again, I'm just going to turn just so you can see a little bit more clearly. So this time we're drawing the knees in towards the chest. We're going to a little squeeze in and then release. We're going to take the legs over to that left-hand side. Now, once we've gone over to the left and then the top leg, we're going to straighten that leg out and hold into the hand. Now, if taking the legs over is a little bit too much on your back, just go back to the first one with the feet down and take the legs over. And you can still maybe work it from there. Okay, only if it feels okay, we go over and then we straighten out with that top leg. And we can hold onto the big toe. Now the heel wants to feel as if it's pushing away. The hip wants to feel as if it's gently pushing away. Again, it shouldn't feel uncomfortable. Nice gentle stretch going through the body. Bring our attention just back onto the breathing. Just enjoy that experience. Enjoy how it feels. And then we draw that leg back in. And we exhale as we come up and as we go over to the other side. So once we're over to the other side, that top leg can straighten out and we can hold onto the big toe. Again, the heel pushes away. We feel a long stretch along the back of the leg and we want to feel this top hip just gently pushing away. So it clears space then through your waist to enable you to turn a little bit more, but also you're getting the long stretch out for the legs. And then we bring that leg back in. And we exhale as we come back to the center and placing the feet back down. Now start to straighten the legs out. Take the arms back over the head. Don't worry if the arms don't come to the floor or anything. That's not necessary. You can just keep them pushing back. As long as we're not feeling as if we're aiming to get to the floor, just a nice stretch back. Push out through the heels. Feel the long stretch coming through the back of the body. Keep the tailbone nicely tucked under. And then again, bringing the arms down. I'm going to bring the legs back into that crooked knee position. Again, I'll just move myself back onto the mat. Okay, so feet are going back into your hip distance apart. Arms are just down by your sides. Keep your chin in towards the chest. Gently press down through the feet. Slowly just working to get that tip in the pelvis, tilting forwards and back so we know we have movement in the small of the back. If we have movement there, then the muscles are generally going to be a little bit looser. Nothing will be tightening up. So from there, we press down through the feet, and again, we slowly start to come up, and we can start to lift the hips. And then slowly coming back down. Remember, bottom touches down last. So we press down, we slowly roll, we start to come up to what we feel is our comfortable height to be at. And then back down again. Okay, and then one more. Rolling, lifting up. It also gives yourself a nice little massage as you push up towards the shoulders. And then rolling back down. Now I'm going to do 3 more, bringing the arms into this. So feet are stabilized, they're pushing down. So again, everything is just working as it's done in the last 3 times. So we start to push down. As the hips come up this time, we start to raise the arms, taking them back over the head, and a big stretch back. And as we exhale, slowly coming all the way down. So arms and bottom come down at the same time. Lifting up, easing over. And then back down. And then one more. And back down. Okay, once you're down, just have a little shuffle out from side to side. And then again, draw the knees in. And release. Now we're going to take it into a pose called Happy Baby Pose. So I'm going to start just to bring up the right leg first of all. You can just squeeze that leg in. And if you can, you can either hold onto the shin, or if you're able to get the hands round onto the foot, and we can just draw that leg down. Now at the moment my leg is coming in towards my chest, so pressing there. Now that might be enough. If we're able to, we can rotate that leg, so taking the rotation on the hip and out with the knee. And we can still use both hands, and we can draw the leg down. So it comes down then to the side of the body. And we can just use both hands, or if you need, you can hold on to your leg, then that's fine. Just make it as comfortable as possible, not making it a strain, just a gentle practice. So we're just easing down, and it's just giving us a little bit more deepening in the hips. Now you can deepen this yourself. So if you're not feeling anything at all here, then you can start to work out, and you can start to straighten out with the other leg. But again, Focus more on this one. So keeping this one in for now is just going to be fine. And then we release. So we can straighten that leg up, a little rotation of that ankle. And then bringing that leg down. So then onto the other side. So we're just going to draw the leg in, take hold across the shin, squeeze that leg in towards the chest. If you're able to, you can grab underneath the foot and we can start just to keep that leg, the knee coming down onto the chest, sole of the foot looking up towards the ceiling. Now you can either stay here or the rotation on the leg. The whole of the leg is going to turn, roll out to the side. The knee heads in the same direction as the top part of the leg. Okay, we can hold onto the leg and then we can ease that leg down. So it comes down more towards the side of the body, skims the body and not into the body. And we just hold in here. And after a few breaths, and then we can release that leg, stretch that leg up, rotate that ankle. A few times one direction and then the other direction. And bringing that leg down. So just rolling out with the legs. Okay, so to come up to sitting, just bending the legs, take a roll over to the right hand side and just using that left hand just to push you back up to sitting. Now once we're here, just have the legs straight out for a moment. So we're sat nice and tall, rolling the shoulders back. And then bend the legs in and just have the heels down just onto the floor. We're going to take our hands back and we're going to just have the fingertips just pushing down so we keep the chest lifted. And maybe start to lift one leg. Bring that leg down, lift the other leg. Bring it down, go back onto the right leg. Left leg up to join it. See if we can bring one arm in and then the other arm. And then catch the legs as you come back down. Okay, so you're going to grab yourself something just to sit on. Roll the shoulders back. And then just have a little wriggle out. So we feel slightly more comfortable and more settled. Now again with the hands and the palms just facing down, we're just going to join the index finger and the thumb together. Have the palms facing down. Keep a gentle lift in the chest. Keep the chin in. Taking the gaze down. Just closing the eyes. Just noticing that space inside the body. Space to breathe. Space to be. Being aware of any little fluctuations in the body. May even be agitations in the body or in the mind. Not paying them any attention. Just allowing yourself this space solely for yourself. Again, just open the eyes. So we're just going to take that now just into Ujjayi breathing. So Ujjayi breathing, victorious breath, really works to aerate the lungs. So often when you're doing this, if you haven't been doing it for a while, or sometimes even if you have, if there is anything on the chest and it needs to clear, performing this can make you cough a little bit. So if that's the case, don't worry too much about it. Just probably need to do it a little bit more. But just take your time with it. So to perform the Ujjayi breathing, it's a slightly noisier, raspier sound to the breath. So the similar sort of sound that you would get if you were trying to steam up a mirror. So if you had a mirror in your hand, to steam up that mirror. So we do exactly the same, but we do it with the throat, with the mouth closed. Now also we do that sound inhaling and exhaling as well. So you can try it first of all, maybe just inhaling. And then a normal exhalation. I'll try a normal inhalation. And the Ujjayi breathing for the exhalation. And then if you feel comfortable, you work the two together. So we inhale with the Ujjayi breathing and we exhale with the Ujjayi breathing. And we keep it going. So we're just going to do this just for a round of 10 breaths. So just closing the eyes and just begin when you're ready. So inhaling. After your 10 breaths, just return to normal breathing. Again, just notice how you feel. Notice your body. Noticing the mind. Noticing the ease of the breath. Okay, and then just gently open the eyes. Blink the eyes open. Bring in any sounds. Swallow a couple of times, just bring back your sense of taste. Be aware of the gentle movements of the body as you inhale and exhale. And then gently bring the palms together. And just for a moment, just closing the eyes. And just be aware of the sensitivity of touch. The palms against each other, but just gently pressing. Bring thoughts back of your intention. And to close our practice, taking the hands up over the crown. And slowly start to draw the hands down past the Ajna chakra, the third eye, and intuitive center. The Vishuddha at the throat, where we speak our truth and listen well. Anahata, the heart center, center for love and compassion. The Manipura, the solar plexus, giving us our will and our drive. Svadhisthana, our ability to change when we need to. And the Muladhara at the base of the spine, our strength and our stability. And just placing the hands back again at the heart center. Center for love and compassion. Always remembering to hold space there for yourself. Now you already reap the benefits of doing the practice. So with the energy you've created from that practice, just bring to mind someone you feel could do with a little bit of help right now. And just dedicate the energy of your practice to them. Namaste. So thank you for joining me. If you do feel that you need to have a little bit of a lie down for a few minutes, then by all means just take a rest now. Make sure that if you are laying down, try and lay down as flat as you can. And ideally really without a pillow, so it keeps the spine nice and straight. Okay, and we'll join you again next time. So if you like what I do, hit the subscribe button somewhere down here. Press the bell, it'll give you notifications as well when I'm streaming live. Or visit my website, www.SucramYoga.co.uk. Okay, thank you.